and everybody was chanting, "JC Dub, JC Dub."
Okay.
Just like that too. Through their teeth. GC Dub, GC Dub. Boobs.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wrestling Hour with the Brewd. That is a very sing-songy intro that I like to do. It's for you, Town. And you, Leon.
Thank you.
Yay!
Hey, that's like an introduction. Everyone knows who we are now. We're good.
Yeah. All right. Y'all want to say...
Now you don't know what to do. Now you don't know
you
what
threw
to
me
do.
off. You threw me off. All right. Yeah. Well, tonight we decided that we were going to talk about GCW, the Wrld. Because, Town... I have to ask you about this, Town. Why did you decide to get the Wrld?
Because it seemed... That's a great question. I knew it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting here and I'm like, I should watch this because why shouldn't I watch this? I'm a wrestling fan. We're kind of in a renaissance of wrestling where these smaller promotions are starting to get their spot in the sunlight. And I was interested enough to the point where I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
I mean,
I heard good things. I heard great things about GCW. Cordona's killing it down there.
Oh,
so
God,
I was like,
yes.
I should watch this and see what it is.
Yeah,
That's essentially what it was.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get it, and then you said you were going to get it, and I was like, oh, yeah. And then maybe we got something to talk about. And so we did.
Then we made Leon get it.
We had to force Leon to get it. Hopefully Leon was okay with it. I mean, you don't have to love it. It's just that you're okay with it.
You will fucking love it, Leon. Leon
I am my own person.
Leon didn't like the feeling he had in his pants when he saw Jeff Jarrett. It confused him.
It's okay.
Leon,
it confused Jeff Jarrett too.
That was poo in your pants, Leon.
No. No.
So in case we haven't made it clear, we're talking about GCW, the Wrld, which occurred on January 23rd of 2022 in the Hammerstein Ballroom. Guy.
Nice German accent.
Yeah.
And early upper Michigan Uber. That was good.
Yeah.
If I can just throw a comment out there before we start this about this whole show overall.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I'm going to bitch about, and I'm sure there's even more Leon's going to bitch about because it's Leon. But I found this show overall to just be fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Very much so.
There was a lot of not good, but it was just fun. The whole show was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have another show coming up, and I'm in the boat of I probably will get that show too because it was just fun.
When is that?
I don't know. I keep seeing ads for it. I followed him on Instagram.
Okay.
Don't follow me on Instagram. I don't want to be on Instagram.
I hear
me
ya.
I post pictures of my cats.
That is actually what Leon does put on there.
So
Pictures of his cats and strollers.
You should.
We need to not talk about this. We need to not talk about this. We need to move on. We're all about cat strollers.
We only got an hour and a half. What are we going to do? Okay, well, let's... I assume that nobody had access to the first two matches. Apparently there were two matches to begin with. Big Vin in some kind of battle royal, and Grim Reaper and a bunch of guys against in a kickoff scramble match.
Technically, I saw part of that.
Okay.
But I don't need to talk about it.
All right. Well, then let's start with the best match of the night. I couldn't even get through
Let's
it.
start with PBR being a sponsor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was nice. And also Orange Crush, which was very confusing because I thought it was the soda, but it's not.
Me too. Wasn't it?
I had to look it up. It's a magazine.
The fuck?
That's like it's like one of those hipster kind of magazines. Like it's real fancy. And they only release like once every quarter or something. I think.
Is Orange Cassidy going to be suing them? Or is he on the cover?
He's on the cover of several of them.
Okay.
So I don't think he's going to sue them.
And then
like
as
a pork pie hipster hat.
fucking Uncle Dave on camera.
Yeah. I was told this.
I saw that too, and I thought it was perfect. He talked about it on his
Sitting
his
there
podcast
chanting
or whatever.
along with the GCW chants. And as Brewd mentioned when we first started talking to each other, they're really leaning into the fucking ECW thing.
Yes.
Those
Yeah.
fucking shirts and the fucking chants and
Well,
the shirt with the when I saw the shirts, I was like, "Oh, Vince is gonna sue somebody."
I don't think they care. I don't think that.
Are you kidding me? They'll take any opportunity they can to make another nickel.
Yeah.
I think they would.
You're probably right.
I think they would.
But it wasn't just that. It was like the format of the show was very ECW, early ECW pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like they had ECW guys on there. They had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about that
Yeah,
as we go.
That was fucking weird, but let's go. We're gonna go chronologically, yeah?
Yeah.
I think that would be the best way to do this.
Match 3 of the night was a grab the brass ring ladder match, which allowed. Well, look it up. AJ Gray, Pico, PCO, Alex Colon, G Raver, Tony Deppen, Jimmy Lloyd, and Jordan Oliver. I didn't know any of these guys.
I knew PCO, and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I'm
the
watching
only
this
name
match.
I do too. And serious question, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but between not knowing of anybody and good lord, some of the botches and shit, was this like from a match for like? Do they have like a school or something there? And this was some of their students, or
No.
okay,
Um,
no.
This match, I didn't think it was that bad. There was
Not so much that it was bad, but some of the fuck ups, like
the one.
that attempted dive from the ladder.
That
Oh,
one
yeah.
I cannot. That's the only thing I remember from this match. Like I watched this match and there was some spots. It's like holy fuck, these guys are crazy.
Yeah.
But the only thing I can remember is that botch.
Yeah, seriously.
They had. I think part of it is like when we watch like AEW or WWE, when they do ladder matches, they get like really good reinforced ladders
Yeah.
that don't fucking break. These ladders are shit.
That's literally the first note I took was these ladders
that
suck.
I noticed a lot. Something I noticed a lot during who just had a ladder match on AEW.
Cody and
the Cody.
The Cody one. The ref was constantly down at the bottom of the ladders, stabilizing them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get nothing like that in this fucking PCW match. Good God!
It was.
I was afraid for Dude's
I'm not.
safety.
I think like okay, so comparing it to that AEW match, and I think that's just what this show was as a whole is. AEW is really fucking polished.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the in-ring work, the camera, and like WWE is even more polished.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like their production values do not equal either of those, and their ability to put a match together, it doesn't kind of equal those. And there was so many spots,
Mm-hmm.
and the spots
there
were
was some
amazing.
great spots in it, but real early on, I got the feeling like I was gonna hear "you fucked up" chants a lot in that match, and I wasn't.
They happen, but not very often.
There was an utter lack of psychology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just guys jumping off shit, and that's fine sometimes because that's what you need. But I think back to like the Hardy Boys Dudley's Edge and Christian ladder match, which essentially was people jumping off of shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they also had psychology in that match. This match felt completely devoid of psychology.
I got the sense that it was like everybody had a list of spots they wanted to do, and they wanted to get through them all. Yeah, because like there was the one guy who went up the ladder. I don't remember in this, but Jimmy Lloyd maybe went up the ladder, and like the ring was right there. Just like grab the ring, dude, and then jump off the ladder.
When he ran into it,
he didn't do that.
The psychology was bad.
He bumped it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go anyway." And the ladder fell off.
yeah, and he fucking missed. And oh, God.
They were just trying to do crazy shit to pop the crowd. That's all this was.
Yeah.
And I get the crowd, like, that is what the crowd is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this match was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a fun match. But it wasn't necessarily good.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, if you're putting on a star system, I'm not sure it's getting 2 stars because it was such a sloppy clusterfuck.
But I think at least 2 of them were deathmatch wrestlers, so I don't think that was in their mind.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
they were just going
they were going for spots. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not big on the deathmatch guys. Also, my next note was Town and Leon are a better announced team.
I am not going to lie to you. I fucking love these announcers.
I did too, actually.
I fucking loved them because they were so that in this match, I think it was, oh, he got fucked by that fucking fuckhead. That fucker.
That is the same. That is the same guy who also said he should run up the ladder and grab that, like you're chasing away a dingo, not a dingo, a coyote who's rummaging through your trash or something like that.
I disagree with. I love the fucking announcers because the thing about those announcers is they're unique to this product, and I think it's fucking perfect. Because to me, I was interested in what they were saying. They came off to me as batshit fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And they were just fun. Like, they were fun. You could tell that they really liked the product. Mm-hmm. They knew the product.
That's true.
This is not.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm just reading off some of my notes here. So,
it's not. We're not going to get Excalibur or a Jim Ross or anybody like that. This is fucking GCW.
Yeah.
You know, they couldn't afford to pay Bud Robinson to announce for this.
I mean, they got Dave Prazak.
Yeah, but
I don't know if he was on the entire show. I wasn't really paying attention because they also didn't, for most of it, say who was announcing. They swapped guys out a few times.
No.
I think it was at some point between the first match and the second match on the show where they made a comment about it being the biggest indie event in history, and I kind of sat there mocking that for a second on my notes here. Like, really?
Dick.
Well, according to this, they pulled 2,000. Wow, where the heck is that? I just saw it. I'm on the Wikipedia page. It's 2,000 something. 2,025. They were sold out.
Wait. What did that show that Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks? That show that they ran that pay per view. What did All In? All In did a lot. I thought All In did like 10.
All In was over 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All In sold out the. Fuck, I can't remember the name of the place now. It's the same place that they had WrestleMania in fucking Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
The Rosemont Horizon?
Yeah, that one. Whatever they call it now. It's got a new name.
Why do I remember that? Why the fuck do I remember that?
I don't know. I sure as hell. I live in Chicago. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm very sad right now.
No, it's technically in Rosemont.
It's not called that anymore, but it was the Rosemont.
No, it's got a new name. Yeah.
Okay.
Rebranding and such.
The Sears Bungalow of Athletics.
So why don't we move on to the next match? The second match was Team Gringo versus Team Bandito. Team Gringo was Gringo Loco, Arez, and Demonic Flamita. And then Team Bandito was Bandito, ASF, and Laredo Kid. Again, I should probably not just say this every time because I'm going to be saying it a lot, but the only guy on here that I knew was Bandito. I thought it was a pretty good match. I think it was an interesting follow-up.
I knew him and I knew Laredo Kid.
I really liked the, I forget which fella it was. It was one of the heels. He got up to the top rope and made a big show of, getting the crowd into it and everything, and then gave him the double bird and hopped down.
That was great.
And kicked the guy or something, yeah. Yeah, that was a good spot.
That made me happy.
The spots in this match were better than the ladder match.
The
one where they the one guy's standing on the turnbuckle, the other guy runs up, they do the double backflip off the top outside. I was just like, holy shit.
That was incredible. Or the senton over the rope while they were doing the surfboards on the outside.
I just thought it was funny how out of place the ref was with these guys. I noted one time where he had to get the fuck out of the way so the guy could do the little hop up springboard off the top rope for a moonsault. I was like, you gotta get the fuck out of the way, ref. You gotta know where you gotta be there.
My favorite highlight in this whole match is when they had to come over the loudspeaker and said, "Okay, guys, time to go home."
I missed that.
No, they didn't.
That triple stack spot where there was 3 guys on top of each other on both sides.
Oh my god!
Usually that kind of convoluted just kind of makes me roll my eyes, but I actually enjoyed it on that one, especially ASF jumping over the top and like doing that sunset flip power bomb.
Yeah, I was certain that guy was dead. I think it was Arez. Dude, because the way that he went off camera, so we didn't see him land. But the way he went down, I was like, he went run out on his head. He's fucking dead. He's dead.
Yeah, my actually next note on this was ASF was making me think of Spike Dudley.
Yeah,
he was just kind of
that's true.
He was a fucking crash test dummy for everybody else. Just throw him around, and he'll throw himself around. And good lord.
In contrast to the last match as well. In the last match, there were like 2 big guys who were trying to do flippy shit, and they just weren't very good.
Oh God,
PCO in particular, I think of, but that was not the case in this one. Even the big guys were flying around.
Wrestling.
This one was perfect. This was a good match. There wasn't a whole lot of fuck ups in this one.
No.
There was moments in this match where I thought they're not all on the same page, and I'm not sure they all know where they're going. There was like little dips of psychology.
Sure, yeah.
But this not enough to make this match bad. This was a good fucking match.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this match a lot.
So 3rd match or 5th match.
19th match.
Sure. Blake Christian versus Leo Rush.
Leo Rush is a fucking monster.
I am just gonna throw this out there. I thought this was the best match of the night.
It was really good, but that promo before it was.
Yeah, I guess he made up for it though.
Another note that I made right here: the entrance that they have for this was pretty shitty. I'm sure they were able to like all those tables and stuff at the top of the entranceway. I'm sure they were, able to make a nice price for those, but the way it looked on TV was pretty meh to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they were shooting it way back.
Like you couldn't tell who the fuck was coming out, and
right.
Yeah. It took forever.
Yeah, but fucking Leo Rush is good lord.
Yeah.
Like
I wasn't that bothered by the guy's promo. I thought whatever. I thought it was whatever. I thought it
needs work on it. Like it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was just like meh.
It didn't really. I don't know. I didn't.
Angry.
I didn't think it was the worst thing I've ever seen. No, I didn't think this match itself was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I would say it was the second best match of the night.
Okay.
Like Leo moves at another fucking speed, especially when he starts getting into some of those, those little like. How to say them? Those little series of spots where it starts almost looking like a kung fu movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like dodge that, duck this.
Yeah. Yeah, like the sequences. Blake Christian was really good at complimenting him.
Those kind of like.
I was impressed with Blake Christian. I'm not going to pretend like I've ever seen Blake Christian before.
Yeah, I mean, or
knew who the fuck he was. But I'm watching and I'm like, this guy's pretty good.
Yeah.
He came off pretty good to me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was one of them.
Just like the speed that Leo moves at, it just felt like the way he moved and how fast he was should make the match feel almost more awkward because of the other person having to try to keep up, but it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, I especially like the thing in the beginning where they were like I think it was Christian was like chasing after Leo Rush. It might have been going around.
Where he's matching him around the ring.
I can go as fast as you. That was kind of cool.
What about the fucking spot where Christian did the backflip out of the fucking ring?
Oh shit!
Caught him in a reverse suplex.
Yes,
And then hit him
I was
with
very flop.
I was just like, what the fuck did I just see? That was amazing.
that was impressive.
This match was good, but this was also the match where I looked at the time and I'm like, they do not know how to time out a fucking show. Because the entrances are taking way too long and there's way too much dead space.
Right.
They are not on top of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's hard for a pay-per-view. I remember timing out WWA shows and we would have like 10 minutes between matches. Granted, we had 4 guys.
And we were getting sodas or whatever.
Those 20-minute Mac classics for the opening match.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I felt like. That ladder match went too long. This match was not bad, but you could just feel that the timing was slightly off.
Yeah. I would totally watch these guys in an Iron Man match. Yeah. For sure.
Oh, they were great. They were great. Too bad Lio Rush gets hurt or fired.
Put those two in a fucking ladder match.
Yeah. Yeah, he got hurt last weekend too.
Yeah, he did.
After you said that, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I just learned about this guy. I mean, we've watched him on AEW a little bit, but he just hasn't done a lot. He hasn't done matches like this. You know, because
it's
usually
really
in
hard to
tags.
stay in one spot. He can't
It seems like it. Yeah. Well, hopefully he finds his happy place.
Yeah.
So the next match, Matt Cardona versus Joey Janela. Was this your favorite of the night? Tam?
Match of the fucking night. It was perfect. It was fucking perfect match. The in-ring work was good. Mm-hmm. It wasn't as good as the Lio Rush match, but the fucking story and the way they did shit. The only thing I thought was weird was they had fucking Hornswoggle, and then they had a large fat dude that I don't know that did a fucking moonsault. I thought he was gonna die.
I never thought I'd tell Marco Stunt to pick on someone his own size.
The first thing I saw was that guy running to the ring, and I thought that fucker's gonna have a heart attack. And then he did the fucking moonsault, and like, break his fucking neck.
He did it.
Yeah, how the hell did he pull that off? Like, athletically, that was more impressive than Vader throwing a moonsault.
And from the second rope, no less. Not the third,
Seriously.
not the top. Like, the second.
How did the rope hold him? That's no, but realistically, how much does that fucking guy have to weigh?
Yeah. Yeah, he was a big dude. Super big dude.
He's got to be over 5.
Sure.
He's huge.
Yeah.
Unless he has no muscle tone, which he didn't look like he had much muscle tone, so maybe that was it. But I loved this match. I love Cardona's entrance. I love the interactions with the fans. He's got him in the palm of his. He's the perfect heel for this company.
He is. Yeah.
He's kind of with his whole shout out on his flannel. Like, he's feeling like he's doing the Mick Foley anti-hardcore thing, only I guess turned on its head, like saying that he's the king of the deathmatch and all that stuff, even though he's an E guy and all that fun stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think he's playing both sides, right?
I just enjoyed him from the moment
the thing of it is, I just think he's just straight trolling him by calling himself king of the deathmatch when obviously he's not a fucking GCW guy and all that fun stuff. So,
For sure. Yeah, I think he's trolling the crowd, and he does a great job of it.
He was the most enjoyable part of the show, hands down.
Chelsea 469 was funny.
He's so fucking amazing, and then all the weird run-ins they had. And Marco Stunt is a good get for GCW. Like, that's a good get.
Sure.
You don't even care about Marco Stunt.
I know very little about him. The
cup spot made me chuckle.
The what?
The cup spot.
What was the cup spot? Am I forgetting something?
Where they teased Chelsea turning on fucking Cardona.
Oh, yeah.
Did he have the cup?
Yeah, that was great.
That was good.
It was
like, what the fuck? They're like legit married, and now they're going to have her turn on him? I thought they did that pretty well.
Yeah, because WWE would have pulled the trigger, and they, came back. That was pretty
And
cool.
then they would have fired
Because they're
him.
married,
Yeah.
they can't travel again.
Then they would have fired him.
Right. Yeah.
This match had everything though. It was good. The
And
callback to the fucking Edge spot when he put Cena through the table at One Night Stand was I thought that was the funniest fucking thing I ever saw.
Right.
It was so perfect.
Yeah.
And Cardona won. That was the only thing. Is they keep having Cardona beat these guys that are like their homegrown guys, and I don't know if they ever get their revenge. Is Janela ever going to get his revenge on him?
Yeah, there's got to be some come up and some justice served.
Because he also beat Gage.
Mm-hmm.
Cardona beat Gage, and Gage never beat him back.
Right.
They never did it. So are we going to do that? Is that the plan? Or like, what are we? So I guess one of the things I worry about with them is like long-term booking.
Yeah.
Are they thinking in the moment?
I think in this case in particular, they were thinking, this feels like, I said this before, this feels very much like an ECW match. And I think in early ECW days, it wasn't about, they usually had like one long-term story that they were playing with, maybe two. And then the rest of them were just, this would be a cool match, so we're going to put it together.
Yeah,
like
car crash, whatever they...
Yeah.
Whatever sounds good tonight.
And there was some booking behind Cardona and Janela, but I don't know if they're ever going to come back to it. I don't know that they want to, because their next pay-per-view, they're probably going to be booking to like get people to buy into that pay-per-view, but they want it to look different than this one. I don't know.
Eventually, yeah.
I'm not I don't book for these guys, so I have no idea.
Are you sure you're not lying about that?
I think they should hire the three of us and let us go and see what we get.
All right.
Yeah.
Everyone will be 6'9", 300 pounds, can't work. Thanks, Leon.
Except for the one match that Town and Bud book.
Are allowed to book. That match was good. The rest of this sucked. Shut up and put your butt.
I thought it was really funny that
you guys are mean.
We are.
I thought it was really funny that Cardona has done this whole like part of the trolling he does is like or did for a while was that he's trying to make GCW more sports entertainment. And I thought that this match was more sports entertainment than I think any of the other matches because of how much like. They had like the clown car of people coming out. Like there was people running in and people hitting each other outside the ring.
It worked though.
It did work. I'm not saying it was a bad match. It was a good match. I just think it's ironic.
It was weird that X-Pac came out.
Good God, yeah. As my next note was X-Pac with a question mark and a bunch of crying, laughing faces. Like, what the fuck is he doing here?
I mean, I guess I was okay with it, but it didn't really make a lot of sense. Except that the announcers were like, he's best friends with Janela? Or he trained Janela or something? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, okay.
Joey. The bad boy.
I like Joey Janela.
Yeah, I do now.
I always have. The issue with him is... And the problem with him in AEW is he's just not... He's not going to work there. Because he just doesn't have what he needs to work on like a main... He's a hardcore wrestler that'll do crazy shit, but he doesn't have anything to sort of make him stand out otherwise.
Sure. Yeah.
And he can't work like a John Moxley or like a Kenny Omega or a Bryan Danielson or... a Jungle Boy. He's a different style. His shit's a little sloppy. He's just not as well put together as those guys, and I don't think he's great. I think he should go to GCW.
Yeah.
And be the fucking man. I don't know if he got let go yet by AEW, if they didn't renew his contract. I'm assuming they won't.
He's one of that pile of them that the contract's coming up or whatever. And people don't think he's even going to be offered.
No, and I don't know why he would. He never really got... He's all over Dark and Dark Elevation. Like, he's on those shows constantly. But he's never had... anything relevant on the main shows.
Like I thought they were going to do something with the whole with him and Sonny Kiss teaming up, but that was kind of like it started on Dynamite, but then that got relegated to Dark and Elevation real quick. I ended up just reading about
Are they
him
gonna
teaming
re-sign?
on and shit.
Are they gonna re-sign Sonny Kiss? Is my question.
Didn't we just
I
see
can hope so,
him?
but Sonny hasn't gotten hardly used at all. So
No,
Well, they just tagged with not Scorpio Sky. Who was the guy that just came in and challenging Ricky Starks? God, I'm blanking on his name.
yeah, I know. I can see his head. Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal, yeah. So I feel like maybe they're doing something with that, but I don't know.
That's an interesting one. I could see Janela focusing on GCW though. I think that'd be good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think GCW, if they could string together another 2-3 shows like this, they can get a pretty good backing. I don't know how many of these they sold, but this was a show that a lot of people were like, it was solid.
Yeah.
It was solid.
Yeah.
Get us back on track, Bud Robinson.
Sure, why not? Let's move on to the seventh match. Wikipedia says it was a match, but I'm not entirely convinced. The second Gear Crew with Mance Warner and Matthew Justice.
It didn't even have a time for the bout.
It didn't.
No, I was looking at the Wikipedia page as I watched it. So
they defeated 440, which is Atticus Cogar, Eddie Only, Gregory Iron, and Bobby Beverly.
I like the dynamic of this. I don't know enough about those guys. The one dude that came down to the ring that was talking, I thought was fucking amazing because he was just spewing out bullshit. It was great. I was like, this fucking guy's great.
My only note for this whole thing was fast forwarded through half that promo. Legit thought a drunk fan or exec had commandeered the mic.
He probably was drunk. Fucking Sabu comes out.
Yeah, that was fucking interesting. And it was like, what the fuck?
And it was like he's standing there with a mask on, which I get.
Mm-hmm.
And he throws that chair, and then like he's standing there, and he won't move.
Yeah, he didn't do very much, did he?
Stood there, and I'm like,
can't move anymore.
He looked fucking pissed about something. That was like the vibe I was getting from him.
Sure, and it was It seemed like he wanted to get out of there. It did seem like that, yeah. And I didn't make the connection that maybe he was angry about something.
He just didn't seem. I don't know. It was weird. I thought this was weird. I get why they did it, but I was like, this didn't probably need to happen like this. No. Because Sabu's not going to come back to GCW. There's no fucking way.
No, he came out for a... I mean, he came out for the ECW vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he straight came out for the pop and give him his payday and bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Yeah, this was... I didn't mind that promo, though. I thought it was funny. I thought it was... To me, it's... That's what this company is guys like that.
Yeah.
Cutting promos like that. That's what this company is.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh.
I mean, go ahead.
It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad either. It just was.
It just was.
And maybe there's a backstory that we're missing because we don't watch it that much.
That could be.
I don't know if there is because I was just like, okay. Whatever.
I mean, I guess I get the sense that there's like a rivalry there, but I don't know that there's like a... I think it's just like these guys fight each other. Like these guys don't like each other.
My gang's better than your gang. We're going to poop on your street.
Oh, I did hear about that storyline, actually.
That's actually not a bad story.
So the next match of the night was Allie Ketch versus Ruby Soho.
Weird.
It was a little weird, yeah.
I'm not sure what they were trying to do. I'm not sure what this match was supposed to be. Because Ruby Soho is not going to be in GCW.
No.
And you have Allie Katch, who clearly is, and is clearly one of their top woman stars. And I didn't think she was bad. I thought she was good. I thought she was just fine. I thought there's some things like she's a little sloppy.
Yeah.
And Ruby was a lot tighter, and Ruby was a lot more put together, and Ruby's better, but that is to be expected.
Well, that was more obvious when you have Allie Ketch in the ring with Ruby Soho. That's more obvious because Ruby Soho has been doing it for so long that she is so polished, she's tight, and she knows what she's doing. And I'm not saying Allie Ketch doesn't know what she's doing. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's just like she is a little sloppier, and she is like at least in the first like third of the match, she's kind of slower to sell stuff.
I really struggled with the intro video.
Yeah.
Of this is what I wanted, blah blah blah, and here's a fight Ruby Soho. Okay. I don't want to knock Ruby Soho, but like, if you're a wrestler coming up and you have a dream match, it's not going to be Ruby Soho. And I love Ruby Soho. You know what I mean? It's just not. She's just not at that. There's nobody that was a fan that like started wrestling 5-6 years ago that was like, I want to fight Ruby Soho, because she wasn't ever booked as a star. Is she good? Yes. Is she talented? Yes. Is she getting used better now? Yes. But there's no way her dream match was Ruby Soho. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't buy that.
Yeah.
Just the whole imagery of it was what, and I'm sitting there like, okay, this makes sense to me if Allie Katch comes out and she beats her, because that's what needed to happen. And then fucking Ruby Soho won, and I was like, what was the point of this? They hugged at the end. I'm like, what the fuck? I did not get it.
It felt sort of just like a showcase of Allie Ketch, more so than a showcase for Ruby Soho, because she's established.
I know, but Ruby would have put her over.
Yeah.
Ruby put over Nia Jax. She'll put over anybody. Nia Jax and put them both over. But I mean, It's just like this match, the wrong person won. And that's just the way I felt. And I don't even know shit about shit, because I never saw Allie Katch before. I was impressed with her. I thought, this girl's really good. She has a unique look. She's pretty big. She doesn't look like everybody else, which I like, because everybody can't be a cookie cutter. We need something different.
Yeah.
She's a big girl. She's like a big girl. And I thought she can move, she can work, she can bump, she can do all this shit. If this is your person, why the fuck did she lose?
Like, unless they're somehow bringing Ruby back for a series or a full-on feud, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, they have Moxley come back because he's the champ. They have these guys who are bigger names come back, but they are not necessarily like they're.
That's what I mean.
They're more for like the marquee. They're not like.
I think that's a problem that I had with the show overall. Was like, your homegrown guys are all eating shit, and this to me was when it really started to get bad, because it's like, I love Ruby, but Ruby did not need to win this match. Like, it wouldn't have mattered. Like, it would have given Allie Katch something really good to brag about. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Ruby won. It was just kind of like. Then they shook hands at the end, and everybody was a friend. I was like, what the fuck? It didn't feel. The vibe felt totally off to me. I don't think it was a bad match. I thought it was a good match. I thought they both did great work. I just didn't understand the build up to it with that video, and then the ending just together just made me kind of go, what?
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah. Okay, see, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Okay. Speaking of super weird, let's talk about Jeff Jarrett versus Effie.
Leon loves Effie.
My very next note is, I love Effie!
Effie's fucking great. I've seen shit of Effie's before.
Yeah.
Not that in detail, but that guy.
Balloon was fucking great.
But that crowd loves him. That's his. You could never have that character anywhere else. It would not work. It would not work in AEW. Not work in WWE. Couldn't do it.
Oh, you couldn't do it in WWE. You could swing it in AEW. It wouldn't be the same character for sure.
I don't think you do it in AEW the same way. His character is fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. He's got a connection with the crowd. Mm-hmm. And then there's the Undertaker Part 2. Jeff Jarrett.
The Last Outlaw.
And I get it, and I get what they're doing, and I get that they need a name. But I'm just sitting there like, fucking Jeff Jarrett, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
the message we got from Leon today literally said, "You fuckers made me buy a pay-per-view that fucking Jeff Jarrett was on."
So I haven't watched Jeff Jarrett in ages, and so when I saw the like promo for Effie versus Jarrett, I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. You know, like it was mostly featuring Jarrett, but I kind of like watching the match. I was like, Effie didn't need to fight him, and he definitely did not need to put Jarrett over. Like, why did we even do that? Effie is like their guy. It's the same thing you were talking about Alley Catch just now. Like, Effie is their guy. Why are you letting Jeff Jarrett? Because Jeff Jarrett's unlikely to come back and do a long-term program with Effie. Like, why would he?
No, Jeff Jarrett's going to come back to work there. Like, he signed with him to do some shit.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, he signed with that company. He's doing that Last Outlaw there. It's his final run or whatever. But I was just like, I don't fucking care.
When he was wearing them out with a belt, I was enjoying the daddy likes it clap 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 clap.
Effie's fun, dude. Effie's fun.
The face that he gave when he was choking him. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
It was fucking great. That match was great. Like, Effie was great.
Dude, it looked like he was gonna reach into his fucking trunks and start jerking off. It was hilarious.
He did for a moment. Oh my!
It's like it's.
That was the okay. So like Jeff Jarrett is Jeff.
Like he's got this thing where parts of his act in ring and everything kind of goes against the whole character he's presenting. Where he's got that, you know, where he was like trading holds with Jarrett and everything, and he was almost working hard, freaking catch can and all that. Mm-hmm. But then he's got other parts where, like his where he's fired up and throwing those shots into his midsection and everything. Like that part looks like a freaking like a caricature of like a gay character. And the whole, I guess, contrast between him working holds and everything, and then turning on the kind of cheese to it, I felt like that should have been more jarring, but it worked.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's his character, right? Like he's a good wrestler. Right, and so it's not unlike Orange Cassidy.
But you know the backstory. Do you know the backstory?
I don't.
They brought him in, and they made him an overly effeminate gay wrestler for simple heel heat. Okay. Okay. And they had a thing with him and Nick Gage, and then they had the match finally, and Nick Gage just fucking murdered him. Oh, but in the process of getting murdered, he gained the respect of the fans.
Oh, he's kind of like a Mikey Whipwreck type thing.
So the fans turned him face, and he has the same character. So he's a caricature of like a 1980s gay wrestler for WWF.
Yeah.
Like Adrian Adonis, but people cheer him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's the beauty of it. So that's what he is.
Nice.
That's what he is. So it's really why the fuck did he have to lose?
Seriously.
And that's the issue that I'm having is I get that
I love this line that one of the announcers said, when Effie pulls off the fishnets, he is gonna fuck you up.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
Yes.
But I just don't see why you bring in a Jeff Jarrett and put him over one of your top 3 guys.
Mm-hmm.
You're when you're
a growing company. Like, it just doesn't seem smart to me. It's not gonna necessarily hurt Effie, but it's not gonna help him either.
Right.
Yeah. You know, and it's not going to help Jarrett. And I don't understand what the fuck his character is. I'm like an Undertaker with a guitar.
Has he done any kind of promos or anything, or is it just kind of showing up randomly and bashing Effie and his friend over the head?
I think that was about it.
He had like a package for the promotion of this show. where he's like, I'm the last outlaw, and none of these other guys are outlaws. I'm the last outlaw. Look, I'm next to a fire. That means I'm an outlaw.
I get what they're trying to do. I just think the problem is the kid is Jeff Jarrett has a lot of baggage.
Yeah.
And Jeff Jarrett now is no different than Jeff Jarrett in 2006.
No, not really.
2006
1997.
is a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's been doing the same grizzled vet bullshit for years. I wasn't a fan of that ending. The match itself was kind of like, I thought Jarrett just beat the shit out of him. He had a couple moments here and there, and it was like kind of one-sided.
But yeah, like Jarrett was really. It was like Effie was doing a bunch of like. This is the thing that drives me nuts. It's like Effie was doing a lot of technical wrestling, and Jarrett was just like, I hit you, I push you, like he wasn't really doing that much in the match, and yet he pretty much owned the match. Like most of it was him, and then he won.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
like he beat the crap out of Effie, and the whole like spot in the beginning where Effie was doing all these things that were making Jeff uncomfortable, and he goes to the ref. He's like, oh, make him stop doing that. Like, fuck off.
That's the problem with Jeff Jarrett, though. That right there is the problem. Is we all have that same opinion of him. We have for like 20 years.
Yeah, I suppose that's true, isn't it? and I know that was a bit. I know that he wasn't like actually telling, but like it's still bullshit. Like, shut up.
Jeff Jarrett.
Do something else for Heat.
Yeah, he ruined Impact. He ruined TNA there for a while, and it was so fucking unwatchable because of him. Not that it was watchable otherwise, but like they had like guys like AJ Styles and shit that were good.
Yeah.
And this fucker just made it about him.
Samoa Joe.
And then he comes into a new company and he's like, I'm on my last run. And I read somewhere he's like, I want to help get the next generation over. And the first thing you do is go into a company and beat one of their top stars and make them look like shit.
Yeah.
Get on him.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And the biggest female star too.
Mm-hmm.
She fucking blasted Allie over the head with a guitar as well.
Was not a fan of this. Was not a fan of this. Love Effie. Effie's great.
Yeah.
He just made me. He's just fun. He's fun.
I'll watch like 100 more Effie matches.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I got a question for you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
How do you know that you're over? You get your music played even after a loss.
True.
Fair enough. Yeah. Especially that.
Yeah.
They were singing it. That was great. I enjoyed
it. It was fucking great. His entrance was fucking great.
Effie is over.
So should we talk about Moxley and Homicide now?
Yeah, we can do that. Why did Homicide get a shot?
Because he's Homicide.
Because
I think it was because
what I gathered from it is because it was like an anniversary or whatever of him winning the ROH in that building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he looked bad.
Yeah, he did. Like even after the match, you could tell. Like that didn't seem like it was just the usual. Oh, I'm pissed off. I lost. How did I lose? It was like it felt more like he realized he looked really shitty.
I thought he looked bad. I thought he looked bad. I thought he physically looked bad, and I thought his in-ring work was not so hot.
I enjoyed Moxley coming out to shit list.
I thought that was great. That was great. I guess my question is the same though. I get putting the strap on Moxley, but Moxley's an AEW guy, and he's an AEW guy before he's anything else.
The thing about it with him though, I feel like he'll actually show up for shows.
He will, and I don't doubt that. But at some point, they're going to have one of their own guys have that fucking belt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. I think it makes a company look second class when you have a champion from a different company. Because they're the bigger promotion. Their big star comes in and wins your belt, and you can't do anything about it. It makes your guys look like turd balls.
Okay. I'll accept
balls.
that.
I get that, but I think probably the bookers are just thinking Moxley's the name, and so you put the title on him for a little while, and then give it to somebody who actually has a is a GCW guy exclusively.
I get it. It. That was the same thing. This match was not bad, but Moxley's had better matches on Rampage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. I thought it was quick. I thought, like you said, I think Moxley has had better matches
on Rampage.
Sure. And he
on Rampage.
Yes, I heard the Rampage part. I also wasn't this his first match?
Second. AEW had him on Rampage like the night before fighting Ethan Page.
I thought it was the other way around.
No.
Okay. Oh, I have one more thing that I want to say before we move on. I laughed very hard at the crowd chanting "Fuck Bully Ray" right in the beginning.
I didn't laugh at it. It gave me a warm fuzzy.
Yeah, I was very happy about that.
Bully Ray's a fuck nut.
Yes, I appreciate that they said "fuck him."
That's good.
So the next match was the Briscoe brothers versus
next match was
Matt Tremont and Nick Gage.
Epitome of we don't know how to time a show, and this is a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
And I love the Briscoes. I've been watching the Briscoes forever. I fucking love the Briscoe boys. I loved them back when I played Extreme Wrestling Revenge on my computer, the little fucking game where you could book. Loved the fucking Briscoe boys back then. And they come out and like, oh my god, it's Matt Tremont. And I'm like, who the fuck's Matt Tremont?
Right? Deathmatch legend. I'm like, oh, okay, that's why I don't know him.
Yeah, but he's a deathmatch guy, and that's GCW. GCW is the deathmatch guys. So I assumed that's what it was.
And I knew who the other guy was going to be. Everyone knew who the fucking other guy was going to be. It was going to be Nick Gage.
I mean, I didn't know.
I knew going in.
I didn't know.
I knew. And Nick Gage comes out and he gets a huge pop.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes in the ring and it's like, I get the appeal of Nick Gage and I understand Nick Gage, but Nick Gage as a wrestler between the ropes fucking sucks.
Yeah, my only other note for the rest of the show is Gage sucks.
I think
Bud's gonna defend him.
I don't know if this is defending him. I think, like, in the right atmosphere, he would be fine. Like, he reminds me of Sandman. He reminds me of, like, the old school ECW guys who were brawlers. But he was in the ring with the Briscoe brothers, who are not just brawlers. Like, they're all-rounders, I guess. Like,
they're pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, they do a lot more stuff than just, like, punch people and put people through matches.
They better fucking be going to AEW. I better see them on AEW. That is all I'm hoping for. I want them to go to AEW, then AEW has the best tag division ever.
Good God, give me those two against FTR.
That's what I fucking want. That's all I want. That's all I want. This match here, though, the fucking entrance of Nick Gage was longer than the match.
Yes,
and the match sucked.
Yeah.
They did nothing. They tried to do moves in the ring. He got the pizza cutter out, and everybody's popping for that. And then the pizza cutter gets knocked away, and it's completely gone.
Didn't use it.
And his whole fucking gimmick is a pizza cutter.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even going to use the fucking pizza cutter. Then he puts him through a door and pins him. And I'm just like...
Well, the very first move of the match was him steering the guy through the damn door.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they did another one, and they pinned him. And you can see the Briscoes like set up and like, what the fuck? Well, it's timing because we ran out of fucking time. We got to get all these people in the ring and do this promo. And then Nick Gage cuts a promo, and I'm like, it's not a good promo.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, he's just...
It's not a good promo. I mean,
I will say that he's speaking to his people, and they dug it. They were popping for it. I agree if he did that same promo in AEW, why would we watch that? But like in GCW, people dig that. I think that he has his crowd, GCW is his crowd. He probably fights elsewhere, but like it just doesn't ring anywhere else. Just like the what was it? The seventh segment with Mance Warner and Matthew Justice. Like that's not going to read the same in AEW because A, we don't have the history, and B, they're not AEW guys. Like they're not polished in the same way.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
The issue that I have, I guess, is the way I'm looking at it is he's a deathmatch wrestler. He got over doing death matches. And that's all he is. He's so one-dimensional. And you can argue that point with me, but I'm not going to argue. He's one-dimensional. And he can't really cut a promo. He's a very unique guy, and he's a very hard-to-forget guy, so that's going for him.
Yeah.
And, like, I get the appeal of him, but at the same time, it's like, as I look at this from a pure wrestling fan standpoint, he sucks.
Yeah.
He sucks.
I mean,
like, he can't cut a promo, and he can't work. He'll murder himself. Like, gladly. You know, and it's just like, but he just is not, it's not good. It's like, that fucker doesn't know how to wrestle at all.
No.
And I don't think he has any fucking ring psychology. I think his shit is all, here's my spot, I'm going to hurt this fucker, and then he's going to throw me some glass tubes, and then we're going to go through a table, and then I'm going to light this shit on fire and DDT in a minute, and then eventually I'm going to beat him with some crazy move. Like, that appeal I get. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand what that is, and I understand he's very good at that, but, like, in a normal wrestling match, or a wrestling match that isn't over the top, like this one, for instance, he sucked in this match. His promo after the match, it was pandering, and it sucked. Like, that's all I could think was,
I'm pretty sure that's like his promo after every match, though.
Yeah, and I get it, and I don't want to knock it because the fucking guy has a connection with the audience. Like, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking at it from the outside, I was like, I don't want to sound like an elitist fuckhead. Because I'm not, because I understand that different people like different things, but this was just like, you hear all these things. But you hear all these things about how incredible this guy is. You know, you gotta see him, and he's so amazing. And then you watch him, and it's like, what the fuck? He wasn't that good.
I get the, like, you gotta see him kind of a thing.
I watched him fight Jericho on AEW.
Yeah.
I watched him fight Jericho, and even after that match, I thought, this guy kind of sucks in the ring. But Jericho carried him through that match, and they did enough spots where it didn't matter. And Jericho put that match together. I know for a fact Jericho put that match together. And it made sense, and they did what they had to do. Mm-hmm. So, like, when he works with somebody great, okay, but, like, just watching him throw punches is like, oh, my God, that's not very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not good.
I mean, I'm not going to fight you on that. My only point was that I think that he wrestles, if we can call it that, like, his style is very different, and when you compare it to somebody who is a technical wrestler, it does. It looks like it sucks. It doesn't even just look like it sucks. It does. It sucks.
Yeah.
But when you have Nick Gage versus, say, Matt Tremont, or you have Nick Gage versus Chris Jericho, where Chris Jericho is making it look like a death match, it's going to look a lot better. And they're making each other look good. Yeah.
I just think there's a serious limitation there, and I think this was a problem with ECW too, is when you have these guys like that are so popular, but they can't. That's all they can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're very one-dimensional.
Sandman was very one-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Like, I understand the appeal of him. He just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
I know if he doesn't appeal to me, because I think if I watch him do death matches, I'd be like, hey, fuck, cool, that's cool. This guy's cool. He's crazy, and I respect him.
I've never liked death matches, though. That's just me. Like hardcore stuff, ECW type things, I could still watch. But when I found like XPW and deathmatch type stuff, I was like, yeah, this is not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
it's not my thing.
I've watched XPW and I've watched GCW, and I think GCW is way better. I think.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not arguing that at all.
I was
just talking about like back then that was the deathmatch spot.
I think the problem that I see with Nick Gage is that if that's your guy, you're limited as a company.
Oh, very.
Whereas supposed to, if you take, well, and if Effie was your guy, you're still very limited because you can't really run that in a mainstream. Like that's not going to be the most.
Yeah, there's only so much of a crowd that's actually.
So then you look at a guy. Then you look at a guy like Joey Janela, and that's the guy that I think that they should probably need to rally around a little bit. Is Janela's a little more capable of doing stuff.
Yeah,
he may not get the crowd pop that Gage gets, but he gets a pretty big pop, and I think all around he's better overall. He can cut a promo a lot better.
He's got a little bit more of that polish to him.
Yeah. But I get the appeal of Nick Gage, and I get that Nick Gage is the face of that company, and I think Nick Gage is a relatable guy because he's a guy who went to prison and fucked up, and he's getting a second chance, and people can relate to that. Like, life's shitty, and here's a guy who had a shitty life that said, fuck it, I'm going to go fight anyways. I'm going to fight for you fuckers. Let's have a beer and go.
Yeah.
So, like, there's that appeal to him.
Yeah.
But I think he's done a lot of meth.
Oh, good God, yeah.
Whatever gave you that idea?
The fact that he said he did a lot of meth on that fucking one behind. What is it? Yeah, the Vice show. Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Nick Gage. Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I've done some meth. Oh really? No shit.
No way.
I wouldn't have believed that.
Where are your teeth?
I think the show. I think the ending was just perfect for this show because it's like this is a clusterfuck. We don't totally know what we're doing. But hey, you like this guy? Cheer for him. but overall, again, the show was fun. Like I sat down and I watched this show, and at the end of it, I was like, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down and I watched the Royal Rumble, and after that show, I said, well, that was a waste of fucking time. It sucked.
Yeah.
So like, this was more enjoyable than the Royal Rumble. I don't know what that means. But that's bad, right? It's got to be bad.
I don't know. Maybe it's bad. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. Like there's huge issues, and we talked about a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And Leon pointed out quite a few. I pointed out quite a few. You pointed out quite a few. There's a lot of things that were like this inability to push your own guys, which I just don't get. Yeah. Especially on this big show, I would have been like, I'm shoving Effie down everybody's throat. He's going to win. That sounded bad that way.
Phrasing.
But, like, Effie's going to fucking win.
Likes it.
I get Cardona winning because
Mm-hmm.
Cardona's a big part of this company.
Mm-hmm.
But what have you set up? Is Cardona going to fight Moxley again? Is Jeff Jarrett going to fight Moxley?
I'd love to see fucking Moxley.
Like, where do you go? Like, and that was one of the things you watch these shows like you watch an AEW show and you kind of see what they're going to do at a pay-per-view. Like, okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go here, or like I'm not going to say WWE because I watch that show and my mind hurts. But like normally on a show, especially a show that's this big. Part of what we're doing is we're going to set up what's next, and I don't feel like they did any of that. I don't know where they're going from here.
Yeah, I think that maybe that's the. I think that's just sort of how they book. Like that's how ECW booked too. Was like they're always just booking for their next show because that's the thing they have to sell. And it wasn't until ECW had a weekly show on mainstream television that they started putting like long-term booking together, and it wasn't even really that long. I get the sense that I don't know if GCW has a weekly show, but like
I think they
it's
do.
Probably not a big one, and it's like
really hard to find.
Yeah, and it's like how like you're not trying to get people to watch next
but that's
week.
Why
you're trying to get people to buy the next pay-per-view, and some people are going to buy it for Ruby Soho. Some people are going to buy it for Jeff Jarrett. I don't know who those people are, but some people might buy it for Jeff Jarrett.
His family. His close family.
You know good and goddamn well that Jerry ain't paying money for it.
But that's why I thought that though, bud. Yeah. Because if we're gonna go to the next pay-per-view, there's nothing in between. What are you gonna give me to say? Oh my God, here's what we have lined up. Here's what's coming. After that, I just thought, well, that was a crazy fucking. That was all I thought. This show was fucking crazy and different, and it was fun.
Yeah.
And I would watch it again. Like I'm all for it. Like I'm all for GCW. I hope they're super successful, but there's so many There's so many limitations that this company has. They're never going to get a mainstream TV deal. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't know that they care about that.
If they're going to make it, though, they have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like their pay-per-view. The beauty of right now is you have Fight TV, you have stuff like that. They'll put anything on Fight TV. We could have got on Fight TV. Sold our pay-per-view to like 9 people.
They have an upload button somewhere on the Fight TV app. Yeah, they totally. That's exactly true.
If you find it, you can be on there. It's on the upload button. The Leon Robinson sex tape is on Fight TV.
Nobody wants that.
Starring Leon Robinson and no one else.
Nobody wants that.
But I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun show. It felt very amateur at times.
Mm-hmm.
But I relate to that a lot because it reminded me of us putting a show together.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
That was kind of the appeal of it.
That Doomsday device at the beginning, that's totally something we would have done.
Yeah.
For sure.
Poorly, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe better than they did.
Possibly.
I feel like they were just a few inches away from killing that kid.
Hold Rainville on my shoulders. You jump, hit him with a weak clothesline, then he just backflips off me. Yeah, we probably could have done that.
We might have done that.
We probably did. I don't know. Overall, I didn't think it was a bad show. There's some glaring issues with the company, but those glaring issues are just kind of.
But if
it's because of the way the company is. If they did, can you even call it a glaring issue?
I think if they did good numbers like everybody's saying, if they sold out this arena, if they did good numbers on Fight TV or wherever they have their pay-per-view, they can make improvements and they can make adjustments. That doesn't mean they're going to. They might run the same show, but
the ceiling is not super high.
I mean,
right now.
and as you pointed out, like they have Effie who they can build stuff on, and he's still pretty new, I guess.
Ish.
I thought he's been around for a while, I thought, but like he's like you can build him up.
Are you Wikipediaing him?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, I did earlier, but okay. I thought he had been around for a while, and his Wikipedia page does not relate that. But like, he's popular. Build up on him, and he can get better. Build on the guys who can get better and who can get asses in seats. Like you were saying, Joey Janela would be a great.
That to me though is what killed ECW in the end was they didn't have. They relied on those guys so much, and they lost them, and then they had nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And they had their one guy. They had Rob Van Dam. I always wonder if Van Dam wouldn't have broke his ankle, what would have happened? Because if you give that ECW championship to Rob Van Dam and he gets a run, holy fuck, people would have been all over that. No offense to Rhino.
No offense to Rhino.
I love Rhino, but yeah. Overall, it was
He'll
a good
bleed
show.
for you, man.
It was a good show.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
It was fun. I wasn't expecting much.
Yeah, like it yeah. No, I wasn't expecting all-out level, or even all-in level entertainment.
I was entertained though. I don't think it wasn't entertained. I thought it was like I spent $25 on it, and at the end of it, I didn't feel like I watched the Royal Rumble on Peacock, and I wanted my fucking money back.
Because it's the same shit every time.
It was the biggest fucking piece of shit pay-per-view I've ever seen. And I love the Rumble. You guys know I love the Rumble. That's my jam. I love the Rumble. And this year I'm sitting here and I'm watching it. I'm just like, the Women's Royal Rumble started, and I'm like, okay, who's going to be out here? Oh, Melina's starting? And then it was this person. Fucking Ivory 60. What the fuck is she doing out there? They had like 77% of that match was people who don't work for the company as a regular. I'm just like, what are we doing?
But Shane O'Mac was there.
I know, he got fired. I gotta get my spots in. That's the most important thing.
Did you see they're reporting that WWE is telling AEW not to hire him. They're like, don't hire. Apparently, like WWE, some WWE officials are like, don't hire him.
I saw that. I laughed.
I don't know that anybody was thinking that, but yeah.
I don't think that would happen.
No.
It'd be hilarious thrown away if he showed up, but you couldn't run anything long term with him because he sucks as a worker.
Yeah.
But he jumps off shit. If you jump off shit, you can get away with stuff. Look at Nick Cage.
Well, I mean, then he can go to he can go to GCW then.
That would make more sense.
I would be okay with that.
His buddies. That actually would be kind of cool.
All right. Yeah. Let's call up GCW. Tell them to hire Shane.
See, we should be booking. We'll give Leon a division of slow fat guys that are tall. The book. I need 57 minutes for these two fat guys that can only work two.
I'm booking a 10-minute Iron Man match between Marco Stunt and Swoggle.
10 minutes. I love that. Oh.
Now starring in a 3-minute Iron Man match. The Great like, Khali and Giant Gonzalez.
Didn't somebody do that on the Indies? They did like a 3-minute Iron Man match, and it went to a draw. It was. I feel like it was Chuck Taylor and somebody.
That's actually fucking hilarious.
It is.
I like the announcer during the second match when he realized he's introducing the wrong team, and he goes, "Oh, fuck!"
Whoa!
Whoa! Fuck! That's not these guys.
Well, I meant the actual GCW guy, but yeah, that was pretty funny. They must have fired him right after that. I enjoyed that guy, and I also I was really impressed by the ring crew. Just in case you were curious, they cleaned the ring like really quick. Well done.
They did a good job. They did. They did. Let's run it home. You're gonna have to edit a lot out of what we just said.
Sorry, bud.
It's okay, Leon. Just go to your training. So that's a wrap. And I have been Bud Robinson with my colleagues Town and Leon Robinson. Y'all want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Hey, what?
We don't cancel Leon.
Set me up with the line, motherfucker.
What?
You're supposed to set me up with the line.
The line? What line?
We have to edit this out too.
Hey, goodbye, Leon.
No, that's the beginning. When I say you guys messed it up, so I could. Hello, Leon. Say hello, Leon.
Hello, Leon.
See, there you go. That's you got your bit.
I gotta get my shit in.
God bless Orange Cassidy.
God bless
Orange Cassidy.
See, same. And so, I guess we'll move on.
The butt cough.
The what?
The butt cough, though.
Yeah, I do that a lot. It's really annoying when I'm editing.